Welcome today. Last year, Rachel and I had a container come over here to Kenya with some things in it from the U.S. And on the bill of lading, it said that its final destination was to be the customs clearinghouse in Nairobi. But something happened when it arrived in Mombasa at the port, and it got tangled up in the port activities, and before we knew it, it had been sent into a storage facility, not in Nairobi, but in Mombasa. So I had to fly to Mombasa and sit down in the offices of the shipping company and ask them why they didn't follow the instructions on the bill of lading, where it clearly said Nairobi. And this woman there looked at me smugly, and with just the slight curl of her lip in a grin, she said to me, "Oh, but the instructions weren't clear." And I can tell you in that moment, it was all I can do to maintain the self-control, not to leap across the table and just assist her in not breathing just for a little bit. I was so angry and had to keep my composure. She said, "Oh, but the instructions weren't clear." You know, I hope that you and I don't have to meet our Maker one day, the one who knows our final destination and knows how He wants us to get there, and we have to look at Him and say, "Oh, but God, the instructions weren't clear." Psalm 103 verse 105 says, "Lord, your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." In other words, you have laid out for me in the scriptures, in the Bible, the right way to go. Now, if you have a Bible, or you know the Bible, or you have a church, or have a place to worship, to hear the Word of God, most likely it's not going to be acceptable for you to one day look at God and say, "Oh God, but it wasn't clear." You know, it reminds me of Romans chapter 1, verse 1, and it says this in Romans 1, verse 1. Romans 1, verses 18 to 20. "The wrath of God," and the wrath is God's displeasure with sin, His abhorrence of sin, "is being revealed from heaven against all the godlessness and wickedness of men who suppress or push down the truth by their wickedness, since what may be known about God is plain to them, because God has made it plain to them. For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, His eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, from creation, so that men are without excuse." The Bible here says that God's displeasure with sin, that's His wrath, is being revealed from heaven against the godlessness, which is the irreverence or the lack of respect for God. It's like ignoring God and not honoring or respecting Him. And the wickedness is how men then treat other people, the unrighteousness they display toward others. It says that God's displeasure is going to be revealed because of the lack of honor and respect for Him and the way people treat other people. And the problem is that God has made it clear through His natural revelation through creation that there is a God. And it says that men will be without excuse. And literally that means that men will be stripped of any defense if they say there's no God. Because God has said, even through His creation, He's revealed Himself and made Himself clear. So I just encourage you today, exercise some faith to believe that just like that woman at the shipping company in Nairobi knew before she ever saw me, somebody had filled out that bill of lading, and it was the owner of the container, with very specific instructions on where it was to end up. Exercise the faith to believe that somebody has authored all of the creation you see around you. Maybe God used a big bang. Maybe that the way God did it resulted in a massive explosion that created all this. But behind that explosion, there was a person and a personality, and his name is God. Believe that, because I don't want to see you come to the day that you meet your Maker and have to look at him and maybe be tempted to say, but God, the instructions weren't clear. God bless you. Thank you for watching Soul Steps today. We appreciate it. Please remember to visit our website at soulsteps.org. There you'll find opportunities to ask for prayer. There's a list of volunteer needs that we have so you can help us grow and develop our team and this work. And it'll show you opportunities for giving financially as you're able. We appreciate your support in every way. And remember that soul steps are important today because God cares about who you are and how you live. God bless you.